welcome to Deeksha Vedantu CBSE English YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing well. I'm your Aditi Mam and today we are going to dive inside the cell. Are we actually going to dive inside the cell? No, not of course, but we'll see everything that is present inside the cell so that marks of yours, they are properly tick. Okay, so let's start the journey. So before I come back to this very interesting diagram, let's just see what are the components of cell that we are dealing with. Okay, first and the foremost, bacha, we have plasma membrane or our cell membrane, which is like the boundary of our cell. It is the security guard of our cell, and that is what this wall is, bacha. Which wall? This green color wall, right? This green color wall, bacha, is your plasma membrane. This green color wall you can see, right? This is your plasma membrane, and this outer covering that you can see in this yellow color, that, bacha, is your cell wall that is present outside the plasma membrane, which is present outside the plasma membrane, and this green colored one is your plasma membrane. Outside your plasma membrane, cell wall is present. Now, cell wall is very rigid and it is dead, right? Plasma membrane is living body. It lets the food enter into our body. It lets the food go out. It lets the protein, the fats enter or go out from our cell, right? Whereas cell wall is only it's only present in plant cells. It is only and only present in plant cells, and it is very rigid, and also it is dead. Okay, now what are the other components we have, bacha? We have nucleus. We'll study about that in a bit. It's like the brain of our cell. Just like my hand is operating due to what? Due to my brain. So everything that is happening inside the cell is being operated by the boss, by the nucleus, by the brain of the cell. Done? Then, bacha, we studied about cell wall. We have cytoplasm. So you look at this jelly-like substance, this white, this whole substance, right? This is a jelly-like substance which gives shape to our cell, right? This, bacha, is called cytoplasm. This is called cytoplasm. Done? And what is it used for? This is a special membrane which is bound parts of cell present inside the cytoplasm. There are so many parts, right? Which are our cell organelles. There are mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, there are vacuoles, there are lysosomes. All that thing is like floating inside the cytoplasm. Okay, so it's a jelly-like substance which happens to collect our cell organelles. Now, what is cell organelles? These are, beta, different, how do you say? I have kidney, I have lung, right? So this is a fluid content inside the plasma membrane, but it is outside the nucleus. There are so many structures present in the inside our cell, inside the cytoplasm, right? So let's talk about those structures now, right? We have Golgi apparatus, we have mitochondria, we have vacuole, we have lysosome, we have endoplasmic reticulum. Stop, what are you saying? Okay, if you do not understand it at all, okay, because this is a revision video, if you do not understand it at all, you can go watch the one shot. Okay, I have explained thoroughly everything in that video. Now let's just dive quickly into what is exactly my plasma membrane. So plasma membrane, it's the outside body. It synthesizes lipids and proteins. What are lipids? Lipids synthesizes fats and hormones, right? Proteins is simply protein. Okay, so this plasma membrane is also called cell membrane. Outside the plasma membrane we have cell wall. Cell wall is non-living, it is dead. It is the outer covering of plasma membrane, and it provides shape to our cell. Now the cell wall of plants is called cellulose. The bacteria is called peptidoglycan. For fungi, the cell wall is called chitin, and animals, and just like you and me, we don't have cell walls. Okay, it basically is dead, it is non-living, it gives shape to our cell, and it is very rigid, it does not move. Okay, Now, next we have a very important inside the cell. We have nucleus, right? So nucleus, bacha, is the control center of the cell, and a very important thing, beta, it has our DNA. You have seen the structure of DNA in movies and all that stuff, right? It's something like this. It is something like this. Let me raise it very carefully. Yeah. So actually, it is like just here, right here, okay? But have you seen in the movies, it's something like this, like double helical structure, right? Something like that. So that is present in where? It is present in our nucleus. It carries all our information, the length, the shape of my thumb, my eye color, right? Maybe my height, maybe my color of the skin. Everything is harbored in that genes, in that DNA. Right? Now, that in nucleoplasm, just like we have nucleoplasm, I already told you, just like in cell we have cytoplasm, we also have a nucleoplasm inside the nucleus as well. Okay, and a very important part, it is a double membrane structure. Nuclear has double membrane, and that is called what? That is called nuclear envelope. It is called nuclear envelope, and it sees and it controls all the activities inside the cell, that is growth, your metabolism, the cell division, everything is done by this nucleus. Understood? Okay, now next part we have is DNA inside the nucleus. So basically it is what? It is a double helical structure that has all the information, and the definition is very important, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. That is deoxyribonucleic acid. Understood? Now next we have inside the cell, beta, this we have already explained. Okay, there are two types of DNA, chromatin and chromosome. So you'll just have to study that in the one shot, but let me just quickly tell you. So in DNA, there is like the chromatin, it's simply like present like this. Okay, but during cell division, this DNA takes forms in place of like an open thread, it takes form of the structures like this, right? During cell division, when cell divides, our DNA takes a shape like this. That is what chromatin and chromosome is. Done? Next, bacha, we have some cell organelles which have double membrane, some have single membrane. So let's look into that. First, we studied about what? Cell membrane, this endoplasmic reticulum. So this is my cell, this is my nucleus, and outside the nucleus we have some structures like this present right on the nucleus. That is my endoplasmic reticulum. What is it? It's a membrane, right? It bounds the materials that lies close, it lies close to this, and it is a site of synthesis and processing of lipids and proteins. We need protein, my cell need protein. So where exactly does that protein is made inside my body? That is on this endoplasmic reticulum. Now bacha, it is of two types, smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. These rough endoplasmic reticulum has these small pores on it, right? You can see, right? This is what called ribosomes, and this is the exact material which helps in the synthesis of protein, right? And on the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, generally lipids are formed. Synthesis of lipids, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosome or proteins, we have rough endoplasmic reticulum, and on the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome is present. Done? Okay, next cell organelle we have, beta, is Golgi apparatus. Now Golgi apparatus is simply the shipping center of my cell. It comes, it packs, it ships the materials, like proteins are made. There is some place that my cell has to store that made protein, right? Until the plasma membrane let it go out. Okay, so that's until then this protein is being stored on Golgi apparatus. It is what? It looks like this. It looks like this. So it is a stack like structure, right? It's a stack of flattened sac like structures. Then what it does, it modifies, it sorts and package proteins and lipids into vesicles for transport, right, secretion or lysosome formation. Ma'am, what is lysosome? Now lysosome beta, that is called the suicide bag of the cell. These are made by Golgi apparatus. Remember, these are made by Golgi apparatus. So what happens? This Golgi apparatus makes some lysosomes. Why? Because in these lysosomes we have some digestive fluids, some fluids that can harm the cell. But when it is needed, let's say my mitochondria, the cell of my mitochondria died. Everything dies, right? So after its life, the mitochondria is dead, but it is still there in my cell, taking space and giving bad juices out, right? So lysosomes secrete some stuff that kills the mitochondria. And why it is called the suicide bag? Because when the cell is whole, the cell is dead, right? Nucleus is not working, Golgi apparatus is not working. So what it does, lysosomes get blasts up, okay, and it releases all the fluids that kills our cells. And that is how bacha it takes care, our body takes care of itself, that whenever a cell is dead, it has created a structure that will kill that cell automatically after detecting that it is dead. Okay, so these are the tiny spherical sac-like structures. These are small structures, and they digest dead or damaged cells and organic substances. Done? Next bacha, we have vacuole. So inside this cell we have these structures. Now in plant cells this is big, but only one, right? But in animal cells it is small but can be many. Now what is the main what do you call function of this? It stores nutrients and waste and helps maintain the cell rigidity. It is so big, it occupies almost 80% of the structure of the space of the cell, and hence it gives the shape of the cell, right? It stores nutrients, it stores some waste, and then it goes out of the plasma membrane until, okay, these are large fluid filled compartments. Done? These are vacuole. Now in plant cells, the central vacuole may be 90% volume, but it is only one, and pushing the nucleus to the periphery. Periphery is the edge, so it pushes the nucleus to the edge and occupies maximum space in the cell. Okay. Now in animal cells, vacuoles are smaller but are numerous. There are so many vacuoles in my cell but are small. Done? Now what is left? We are left with everything is done. Let's just understand quickly what ribosomes are and what you have to write. These are membraneless organelles. These don't even have any membrane. Right? But this synthesizes protein. That is very important for our body, right? And they are present in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Now that is a topic for another day. Until then, you tell me in the comment section if you know what is an eukaryotic cell and what is a prokaryotic cell in just one single line. So we have dig deeper into the cell and we came back finally from the plasma membrane, right? That is it for this video, bacha. I hope you understand the topic well. This is very important topic and it will be asked in your exams a lot. Okay, these can be questions. Why lysosomes are called the suicide bags, what are the function of Golgi apparatus, what are the function of vacuole. So you have to know all about that, right? So understand the whole function of the cell completely, and let me know if you have any doubt in the comment section, and you can join the live sessions as well to ask your doubts. Okay, tada, bye bye, I'll meet you in the next one.